Welcome back. You're listening to Get Real, and I'm your host, Bob Gallagher. I'm joined in studio today by Erin Thomason with Ross Mortgage. Welcome to the show, Erin.
Hello, thank you.
And also joining us today for this segment is Renee Tompkins with Results Realtors at Lair Realty Partners. How you doing, Renee?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us today. So we asked you on to come in and talk about your team, the Results Realtors over at Lair Realty Partners. Why don't we start off with a little bit of background? Why don't you tell us what kind of led you into real estate?
Oh, well, about 9 years ago, I was working at home doing travel, booking travel, and educating agents on our product. And it was a temporary position, which I was so grateful to be laid off from. And the minute I got laid off, I felt this overwhelming feeling that now was my time to get into real estate. This was something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I think I got laid off in late June, and the first week in July, I had my classes booked and I was ready to go. So fast forward 40 hours of class time later, got my license and started to be recruited myself as an agent and interviewed around, made a decision to affiliate with, at the time, the nation's largest brokerage. Spent about 3 years there. Oh, wow. Learned a lot, was very grateful for their training and opportunity, and then decided, however, it was time to move on. And the reason I made that choice was as an agent who was doing fairly well. I was being recognized as a top producer in the office at the time, but I just couldn't seem to get ahead financially. Right. So I knew I needed to make a change. So that led me to, at the time, the nation's second largest brokerage. And I worked there for, I want to say, maybe a few months before my business started really taking off. I think I went from an average of maybe 18 deals a year to close to 40. Wow. So it was great. However, it was a lot of work, right, and I felt that I needed some level of support. I was a solo agent at this point, and I remember talking to my team leader at the time, who encouraged me to, just think about growing a team. And I said, well, I don't even know the first thing about that. So I attended some of the company's classes, which taught me how to grow a team, how to hire agents, recruit, et cetera. And I was following their model, which was highly publicized book, and led me to grow a team where I had an administrative assistant, and then started growing, bringing in buyers agents. And in that course, what I realized was, based on the current model there that we were following, there were some challenges that came along with that, mainly in regards to the compensation model, unfortunately, because the agents had to pay a split to the office and then an additional split to the team. At the same time, I was being coached to sort of overload them with value, so our expenses were way up there. We were spending upwards of $7,500 a month on average. And, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when there are a few months where closings might be slim and far between, there became challenges. So, and then the agents, they're the ones out there working, negotiating, showing homes. And then when they finally get their check and it's like $3,000, they're like, wow, that was a lot of work for $3,000. And people talk, right? So they understand what solo agents were making. So, long story short, people would come to me, we love you, we thank you for everything, but I need more. Yeah. So our model over time became sort of dysfunctional in such that we couldn't seem to retain talent. So I knew, again, 3 years in with this company, that I had to make another change. And at this point, it's a major deal to switch brokerages. I know agents do it, but for me, it was a major deal. So I didn't want to go down the wrong path anymore. I went down the path of, number one, brokerage. I had a lot of support, but wasn't earning a lot. Number two, brokerage. I was earning more, but my expenses were, crazy. So I said, okay, where do we need to be? And in that course, I interviewed with small companies, large companies, pretty much every other company in our area. And something kept telling me to reach out to Stacy Alcorn. She had reached out to me over the years several times. And so I listened to my inner voice, and I did connect with her. Had a great meeting, and I said, this is where we are, and this is where we want to be. And Stacy answered pretty much addressed every challenge we had as a team. In this process, we did a 180. We went from earning 50% per agent down substantially to 15% per agent, and I imposed a very generous cap to the agent. And I did that because I had been down the road of, oh my gosh, I don't want to go down that road anymore. It was... And, when you build relationships with agents on the team over the years, it's hard when people leave. So I didn't want to face that anymore. If people were going to leave, it was going to be as a result of either, a life change or some other reason, but it would never be because of our model. So we looked at everything. And in the process, again, let me back up too. Prior to meeting with Stacy, I took the time to interview with other team leaders, people who were on teams, solo agents, people who left teams, pretty much everybody. And I met with some great people, and the solo agents pretty much shared that their challenge was that when they were busy, they were very busy. They were working on their business, so they had no time for new business development, which created a peaks and valleys scenario for them financially.
Right.
And then the agents on the team all shared that what they did not like was that perhaps some agents on the teams were on different compensation models, and they didn't find that fair. And then they found it hard to thrive financially, simply because of the additional split to the brokerage and to the team. So having all this information, I knew I had to come up with a plan to offset and address all of those concerns. So thanks to Lair and my partnership with Stacy, we were able to do that.
Excellent.
Yeah, she's been amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So what made you decide to build a team and start cutting back on your personal production?
Well, what I realized in my interviewing with other teams was that one of the common comments that came up was the team leader so busy on their own business, I'm not really getting trained or this level of support that I initially thought that I was going to be getting. So I knew in order to do that, you can't play both sides. You can't, in my mind, you cannot be a top producing agent and be very good at your business and also grow a team and help other agents learn and thrive.
Right.
You would be spread so thin.
Yeah, there's not enough time in the day.
Right, or you might be in divorce court because you can't manage your personal life then.
Right.
So, you've got to. So I made the conscious decision, and I think sort of my previous life as a sales coach and trainer made this easy for me, and my love of real estate. I love real estate. One of the things that I feel so blessed is that I get to help clients achieve their goals, but even better now, I get to help agents, achieve their real estate and business goals, and in turn help them achieve their clients. So it's like I feel doubly blessed. But so, how I decided to do that? Well, I'll say I was scared. It's a scary thing. Like twice I was scared because number one, you realize, okay, I have control over my production, right? That's something like I can control. Right. For the most part. If deals fall through, that happens. But for the most part, giving up that sense of control is very scary. So, and second control or the second scary thing was realizing, okay, we're not getting 50% anymore with no cap. We're getting 15 with a cap. Right. So what does that mean? So when I first came to Lair, I came to Lair with one agent.
Right.
I had to grow a big team to offset that. So at the highest number of agents that I had at my previous brokerage, I think we had 8 or 9. Wow. Several of them got out of real estate. They just, this is much harder than I thought it was, which it always is. And some moved out of state, et cetera. But a few of them just left the team because of the compensation. So fast forward to Lair, today we have, there's 15 of us. And
excellent.
I knew in order to offset that change in compensation that we were going to have to grow this. So I've been successful in that endeavor because of the value addeds that we're able to provide.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah.
Can you share with us some of the successes and challenges you've had along the way?
Success for me is, let me say this, anytime an agent lists a house for the first time, mm-hmm. I think that's magical. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think that's so exciting for them. Better yet, first closing. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's hard I get a lump in my throat, seriously, because it's emotional for me. The investment that I make, I'm all in with my team. And I will say that when they succeed, I feel like I succeed too, but more so it's all them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like just watching them, it's kind of like anything that you put your heart and soul in. You plant a tree and next spring you're like, oh my gosh, look at that tree.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's something to be proud of. And the team has just been amazing. The successes have, one of the successes that I love is the energy now that we have within our group. Support. Mm-hmm. Seeing emails go out, hey, I need coverage for a home inspection on Monday at noon. Can someone cover me? Mm-hmm. And 3 people are like, yep, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Mm-hmm. That to me is support, collaboration. People are all in, and I love that.
Yeah.
So that's a success to me. Failures or maybe challenges. We're always looking to refine communication in our team. That's mm-hmm. of utmost importance. When there's a breakdown of communication, that's when I think, things have a potential to be hairy, right? So we're always looking and we're always saying, how can we improve as a group, as a team? And one of the things that I've actually, what I'm looking forward to, and I realize, I read a lot of John Maxwell leadership books, and one of the books, he has a books about laws of leadership. I forget the numbers of laws, but mm-hmm. 12 or 8 or something. But one of them is the law of the lid, and it talks about your team will only be as great as you coach them to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm getting a coach. I'm excited. Yeah,
excellent.
I'm getting a coach, and I'm committed. I'm committed to always, as I coach them, to learn and improve and get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I like the way you put that. Get comfortable getting uncomfortable, right?
Yes, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. I love that feeling, and I learn to embrace it. At first, it feels, I hate this. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do this. This is uncomfortable or whatever it is. But you're growing when you feel that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And to learn to embrace that and look at it as a gift is a key to your success.
And you end up making your comfort zone much, much bigger as a result.
And it's not scary anymore.
It's not. Once you've done it a few times, it's no longer something you're uncomfortable with.
I'm coming back here next week to do another radio show with you guys.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. So we've had our slew of successes and we've had some challenges, but one of the things I love about the group is they're committed mm-hmm. to looking at challenges as opportunities to grow.
Excellent.
And I love it.
And what areas does your team cover, Renee?
We cover New Hampshire, mostly southern New Hampshire, but middle to southern New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Almost all of Massachusetts. We have several agents on the South Shore. I am also looking to grow in my South Shore division. We have an agent in the Franklin office and in the Plymouth office. One of the great things about Lair is that my primary office is out of Tewksbury. Mm-hmm. But if that does not work for you, no problem, because we have well over 25 other offices that you can work out of and still receive all the benefits.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. So one of the things we were talking about, you, as part of you growing a team, is what kind of people are you looking to add to the team?
So I say this all the time. I would rather have a mediocre average producer who is humble and hardworking and willing to be coached and learn than a rock star who is so egocentric that most people wouldn't want to spend time with them.
Right.
It's very important to me to bring on the right people. So a list of characteristics that may be a good fit for our team are humble and hardworking, success-minded, and people who love life, right? The minute we find ourselves, we're human. So if we find ourselves, maybe complaining about something, I always say, listen, take a few minutes and get it out, but then wrap it up, because we are, we're very, very cognizant of the energy that we share within our group.
Right.
And people who are all in. We do have positions for full and part-time agents. So I have one agent that's part-time who came from another brokerage and who her broker convinced her that she was never going to succeed as a part-time agent. She said, you just cannot do real estate part-time. I get probably 3 emails, if not more, a week from this agent telling me that she's made another new connection. Thanks to your coaching and your tips, I've made another new connection, looking to book an appointment with her this weekend. So
Excellent.
Again, it's really all the people you're around will really help influence your success so much.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to give out your contact info. It's
Thank you.
Renee Tompkins with Results Realtors at Lair Realty Partners. You can reach her on her cell if you're thinking about buying or selling, or if you're thinking about a career in real estate. 978-905-0968. Again, it's 978-905-0968. And you can also check out their website at homesperity.com.
Awesome.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank you for joining us, Renee.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Get Real after these messages.